Hi everyone! It's been a very long time since my last YouTube video, and to be honest, I'm kind of nervous to be back like that, so I wanted to use this video to explain what has happened the past 15 months that I have been away. First of all, it is 2020. It is a weird year to say the least for most of us, and for me it's been hard to find a proper mindset and routine being locked within the house, but honestly, my problem started long before that, I think around September last year, so it wasn't just that pushed me away from social media and YouTube. It all started very suddenly last year for me when I had what I think was an anxiety attack one night that led to a breakdown and what I think was a burnout. I never went to a therapist to get a proper diagnosis because I couldn't afford one, so that's why I'm saying I think that's what happened, or at least that's what it felt like. During the first few months, I couldn't do pretty much anything. Even simple tasks within the house seemed like a huge burden. I spent most of the time in bed, sleeping a lot, resting a lot, watching a lot of TV and trying to take my mind off the horrible thoughts that were circling over and over again. I couldn't go anywhere near my art supplies. Everything seemed huge and impossible to face at the time. Fortunately, I could afford to take a break, and I spent months doing nothing but taking care of myself, trying to find myself again, and talking a lot with my husband about that because I was trying to figure out what was happening, why my thoughts were like that, what I was feeling, and why I was feeling it. He kind of became my therapist at the time. We spent hours every day talking, and I think that if it wasn't for that, I would still be at a very weird place. Having the luxury to take that break and to have someone to talk to like that was a huge help for me. And if you're going through something similar that is not too serious and that definitely needs someone like a therapist, having someone like that and taking a break could definitely help you, according to my experience at least. We also spent a lot of time with friends and family, which was very fun, and it was something that I had definitely neglected the past years. I don't plan to ever go back to that time that I was too busy for friends and family, and I would spend every minute I was awake working or thinking about work. It's the worst thing someone can do to themselves, and I didn't understand it until I did the opposite, and I realized how important human communication is, at least for me, and how helpful it was to have people around me have fun and take my mind off the everyday life. During all that time, not only I was unable to deal with social media and the outside world or the responsibility of having to deal with that, but I was also unable to touch my art supplies. I would get emotional every time I would get into my studio, and I couldn't help but feel stressed, anxious, and have my heartbeat go up every time I would think about creating anything. I had connected art with stress and pressure instead of having it like my outlet, like a therapy, as it should be. Quite honestly, around January or February, I was seriously considering selling everything, giving it up, and completely changing my path again. I didn't think that I would ever be able to come back to create and to be present on social media without feeling like a failure or having stress consume me. All of that situation was also very new to me and very weird to me because I didn't consider myself to ever be the stressful kind of person. During exams or at school or when I was younger, I wasn't really getting stressed like other students were. So I didn't expect that to happen to me, and that also made it a little bit more difficult for me to deal with. I was struggling to figure out what was happening and why it was happening, and around that time the pandemic hit, so we went into our first lockdown in Greece. Honestly, it wasn't that bad because I had my husband around. He wasn't going at work at that time, and we still weren't doing anything very productive or important. We spent most of our time doing puzzles and playing video games, spending time with each other, so I don't think that was too bad for me. Still unable to touch my art supplies, I just let them be for the time being, and once the lockdown was over and the summer came, I started going to the sea, started swimming a lot, and I finally found the courage to do something small at the beginning, to start creating a little bit of art in my sketchbook without any pressure, without any promise that I would ever have to share it with anyone, and that was liberating. I was still nowhere to be found on social media, but I actually had some fun creating without sharing it with anyone but my husband. I think that all of this made me a completely different person. It made me appreciate art in a very different way. I used it to actually rediscover myself and find what was missing in me, and that use of art has been amazing ever since. Art became my sanctuary once more. It was the only place where I could truly be myself and express myself without using words, and I know now that that way it was supposed to be all along. I just took it and turned it into something stressful just because I considered it my job, and I put everything else above my own satisfaction and amusement. Now I do know better though, and around the end of summer I think I made some appearances on social media, but very sporadic. I tried to listen to myself, to listen to my body and my mind, to take it slow and not stress myself too much. I decided that I would only appear whenever I felt like it. I would only be productive whenever I could be productive, and I would always take a break whenever I needed one. At the beginning, the days that I needed to take a break were much more than the days that I could actually do something productive, but that was okay. I was expecting that. I was prepared for that. I forgave myself for that, and I took all the time that I needed to fully recover, because that's how I feel now. I feel fully recovered at the moment, and now I am indeed productive in my own terms. I don't push too hard anymore. I just do whatever feels fun at any time. That's why I'm still inconsistent with social media. I don't intend to be a slave to the algorithms again. I'm just here to express myself through art, to share it with the world, and share my experiences as well, with the hope that maybe someone out there might get help from that, because throughout this whole process, listening to other people who were similar to me, sharing their experiences and their struggles, was a lot more helpful than actually listening to the experts talking in language that I couldn't understand. Sharing the same experience with someone that I knew was extra important for me in order to feel normal and to understand that what was happening to me was actually very common amongst other people, and especially amongst artists. So here I am now, being completely honest and open about my own experience, and I'm willing to share even more if you want it and you need it. Don't hesitate to contact me or leave a message below if you want to listen to more or to listen to something specific about what happened to me and how I coped with it, because I'm ready to share it all, and if it helps even one person, I would be a very, very happy person. I won't share any more details now though. I only made this video to say that I am back, that I will be creating videos once more, that I will be more present on other social media again, but without any specific schedule, that I am okay now, and if you need help, I will be here, and that's all. About the art you see me create on this video, I made this piece around the end of the summer, I think. I found the courage to film everything, but I didn't promise to share it until I felt ready to do it. So here I am, a few months later, doing a voiceover for this piece, proving that I don't feel the pressure to create content on demand anymore. I will create whenever I feel like creating, and I think this will be better for me and for you as well. I used this piece as an experiment, a small piece with a medium that I feel I know, as a step towards bigger pieces in the future. It worked quite well. I'm very proud of the result, and of course, if you'd like to adopt it, it's available for sale through Etsy. I will put the link in the description below. And that's where I will leave you. I hope it was informative and somewhat helpful, not too boring. I wanted to let you know what had happened and why I was away for that long. And that's about it. If you did like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more like this and more art in the future, consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, be safe, be happy, and keep going for your dreams. Bye!